Yo, I am so tired. It is 1:20 in the morning. I am so tired. I cannot stand these West Coast trips. I'm so glad this is over. I think our next game is at 8 o'clock, so that's a little bit more reasonable, so I'm here for that. I am so tired. My bad if this video is not as hype and entertaining as usual. It's because I'm on zombie mode. I am so tired, it's ridiculous, but that's not here nor there. Welcome back to Nets Republic. I'm your host, Sever the Bond. It's come to my attention that I didn't highlight Joe Harris enough last video. The man had statistically one of his better games that he's had in a little while. And I guess doing that has some of y'all up in arms. So from now on, we're going to start a segment here on the channel. It's called the Harris Huddle. And we're going to read his stat line every single video because he's just so special and so significant to every game. How dare I not read the stat line? I've said like 9 million times, if y'all want someone to read the box score to you, go watch ESPN. We do the eye test here on Sever the Ball, but don't worry. Joe Harris is such a special cookie. I will make sure he has his own signature specific segment on every game. So let's do the first official Harris Huddle because, God, we don't want to leave out Joe Harris. Everything going on with the team, we don't want to leave out Joe Harris, so let's just go ahead and get that out the way. Let's look specifically at what Joe Harris did, because I wouldn't want to leave that out. My God, I wouldn't want to leave that out. We'll just completely ignore the fact last game it was Joe Harris who literally gave the ball to the other team. I can't even remember in my mind who we played. I'm gonna keep it a tally with you, but we'll just pretend. We'll just pretend like Joe didn't literally give the game away, but let's talk to what he shot, right? That's the only thing that matters. So let's do our little Harris Huddle real quick because it's just so important to track the success of Joe Harris specifically. Let's see who we played. The Suns, right, the Suns. Go to the box score, look for Mr. Joe Harris. What did Joey Buckets do? Joe Harris, he had 9 points on 3 of 6. Good job, Joe Harris. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Oh, I'm so proud of you, Joe Harris. You shot 50%. Oh, good job, Joey. Oh, my God, Joe Harris. Great job. You happy? God, that was so friggin' annoying. Okay, so we talked about Joe Harris. Tonight, specifically, was Kyrie Irving going nuclear. He went to Karis LeVert offensive land from the beginning of the game and did not stop. Kyrie was, what's the word? Kyrie was, again, I'm asleep, yo, my fault. Kyrie was consistently a bucket the entire night. He did his job. And that is, that's all we ask of him. Do your job. You know, I think asking him to produce numbers like this, what was he at, like 47 or something like that? Asking him to produce numbers like that are a little more than what needs to be asked of him. But in the absence of Kevin Durant and with Ben Simmons really not doing much at all, you know, someone's got to step it up. And that would be the job of Kyrie Irving when Kevin Durant's not out there. So Kyrie did a good job of stepping up and doing his job. And that's really what he did. He went out there and he did his job. I don't find it particularly spectacular. I don't find it out of the ordinary. I don't find it stunning. This isn't like some moment where I've like met a crossroads in my criticism of Kyrie. Kyrie did his job in one of the last, again, we won't count the Celtic game. So in one of the last 4 games, Kyrie did his job. What about OKC? What about Phoenix? What about the Spurs? Yes, he did it tonight, but that is 1 of 4. So 1 time out of 4, he was able to lead the team to a victory. Thank you for doing your job, Kai. That's great. Kyrie Irving kind of reminds me of if you've ever had a job where you've worked on a team and maybe there's some type of turbulence, maybe your manager got fired or something like that, or I don't know, there's just something cooking, and everyone is discussing the big change in the office, right? Everyone is discussing the big change in the office and how everyone is going to have to step up and overcome this new challenge in the office, if you will. Kyrie is that person who is speaking as if they're taking on the stress of this new change when they're not really doing anything. You know, the guy that's on his phone in the back while everyone else is trying to push something towards a deadline is stressing like, oh God, we have a new project. That's what Kyrie's like. Kyrie did his job once and he's doing post-game interviews like, oh, you know, this is just the type of effort that we have to have. Like, my guy, 1 of 4. You are 1 of 4. Don't get too big of a head here, bro. But yeah, shout out to Kyrie for doing his job. I'm absolutely here for it. I thought Claxton played incredible. I think, again, statistically wise, if we were to look at his numbers, I think he did something really spectacular. I'm not going to read the box score because I'm just exhausted and I need this video to be over right now so I can go to bed. But Claxton played very, very well, had one heck of a dunk. Put someone in a body bag tonight, but that's neither here nor there. I believe he got to his 3 blocks, so that's like pushing some type of record or something like that for having 3 consecutive blocks over a certain amount of games or something like that. He played incredible. I mean, there was multiple times during the game where Claxton was kind of the focal point of the offense, which is what I like to see. I didn't feel like we did that enough with Jared Allen, so it's nice to see that we've learned our lesson and we're doing it with Claxton. If Kyrie is shooting on another level, use that gravity, use that focus, swing the ball around. You know, if they try to close out on a Seth Curry or a Joe Harris, that's when you can dump it down low to Claxton. Or even if somebody misses a shot, if you grab the rebound real quick, they're rushing towards you, get it down to an open Claxton. It's nice to see that we're using our weapons. I haven't used this example in a very long time, but we're using the weapons on our Gundam for a change, and I'm here for it. I love it. It was a great game. Everyone played great. Royce O'Neal showed out in front of his family and friends, so that was great. They gave him a little touching tribute. I mean, even the halftime show was very, very entertaining. Like, everything was great. This was a wonderful game. This is the type of feel-good performance you need. Hopefully this is, you know, no High School Musical, the start of something new. I'm 1000% here for it. But you see the title of the video. My main takeaway is the fact that Kevin Durant is the MVP. That's my main takeaway from this game. Because even though everyone played so well and it was an inspiring performance without him, this 1 of 4 performance, and what I mean by 1 of 4 is the Nets were able to pull this out but lose the last 3 in such disappointing fashion. It's like we're celebrating a dub against the Jazz. And this isn't like beginning of the season Jazz. This is like right back down to earth again Jazz, right? We're over here beating our chest and blowing the trumpet because we were able to get past the Jazz to stop a 4-game losing streak. It took a Herculean effort from Kyrie Irving. It took Claxton playing out of his mind. Seth Curry, Joe Harris, everyone. Not so much TJ Warren, not so much Cam Thomas, but the effort was spread out. Everyone stepped up and did incredible, played outside of themselves to get us this much needed win. But the fact that if Kevin Durant was out there, we probably would have blown him out by 20 is super, super telling. We definitely beat the Spurs. We definitely beat OKC. Maybe we beat the Celtics. Who knows? Definitely beat the Suns. I think we all know that. I owe Kevin Durant an apology. I really do. Because seeing this team without him, and there are a lot of different factors that have led to this specific situation. Like the team is constructed in a certain way to where you need a majority of our stars in order to win games. But with just Kyrie and Ben Simmons on paper, we shouldn't be struggling the way we are. Again, we won tonight, but again, 1 of 4. We shouldn't be struggling like how we are. And the only real difference is Kevin Durant's not out there. The team is perfectly healthy outside of that. We're talking you subtract Kevin Durant, and we're doing cartwheels for ending a 4-game losing streak. When all you did was take Kevin Durant out the equation. This might not be much of a wake-up call for y'all, but it is for me. I've been very critical of Kevin Durant over the last couple of years, especially since the second round with the Milwaukee Bucks. You see, I've seen, I've studied, I've covered greatness in the past. And certain individuals just kind of get it done when their backs are against the wall. And in that playoff series against Milwaukee about 2 years ago, Kyrie Irving went down. James Harden was out there on one leg. I thought Kevin Durant should have been able to pull that out. Did he have a great Game 7? Yes. Did he play every minute of that Game 7? Yes, he did, all the way into overtime. But after he hit that shot where the foot was on the line, then you go into overtime and Mans doesn't score at all. That was telling to me. But seeing what a team looks like without him, and it's still basically the same team. Because again, the addition of Ben Simmons isn't really anything. He's just like, we might as well have Blake Griffin still. Like, Ben's not really doing anything. Times in the past, when Kevin Durant has gone down, we had James Harden. And I don't know if y'all can cast your minds back that far, but when we first got Harden, Kyrie wasn't there, and I believe Kevin Durant was hurt. And Harden just kind of carried the team on his own for a little while before he got hurt with his hamstring thing. So we didn't really get to see the gravity of what Kevin Durant meant at that particular moment until the following season, which was last year, when KD goes down, Kyrie's in and out of the lineup because of the vaccination thing, and James Harden clearly didn't want to be there. See, James Harden was going into another situation where he was going to have to carry the Nets until Kevin Durant came back. And he was expecting some help from Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving didn't want to get vaccinated, so it was just up to Harden. Harden said, I didn't leave Houston to do Houston again. So he forced his way out. So Kevin Durant comes back, and at that moment of KD coming back, post James Harden trade, and we got Ben Simmons and all that, and Drummond and Seth Curry, I've really been watching Kevin Durant. And I've really been seeing someone who is, and I don't think it's a hot take to say, the literal reason why we're winning games. Because the second you subtract him from the situation or the equation, all of a sudden we are helpless. Now that Celtics series from last year, I still haven't cracked. I need to do some more internal self-reflection on what happened to KD then, but we'll attribute that to maybe he was tired. I don't know. I haven't mentally figured out what that means yet in terms of KD's legacy. I haven't really pieced that together yet. But coming back to start this season, it's Kevin Durant by himself with Ben Simmons because Kyrie Irving is suspended the first part of the year. We're winning. Well, there was quite a bit of losing, but started to turn around a little bit. Kyrie comes back, not playing the best at first, and KD is carrying. Kyrie starts to get in rhythm. Ben Simmons is doing nothing at all. And we see night after night Kevin Durant carrying. Then the win streak starts after Steve Nash is fired, of course. Things are looking up. Kevin Durant goes down, and the exact same team that had me putting on the Sergeant Sever hat. I mean, what a December we just came off of. The exact same team. And half of that streak, we might not even had TJ Warren. That exact same team, completely healthy, minus Kevin Durant, is celebrating and beating our chest over breaking a 4-game losing streak to bums because Kyrie did his job for a change. The exact same team. Kevin, I'm sorry. I have been way too hard on you. That's my fault. You gave it all you had in that second series. You could not have possibly done more. You were probably exhausted in overtime. It's my fault. It's my fault for being so hard on you. I appreciate everything you've done. When you come back, it's going to be great. I don't know if the Nets are doing a good job of showing that we're capable of winning without you. I don't think we are, but we won tonight, so there's that. But I would just like to get on camera and just let it be known that I apologize for 50%, 40%, 35% of my slander against you. Because with you not here, man, I mean, it is pathetic. I mean, just pathetic that we're walking around beating our chests like we won a championship because we stopped a 4-game losing streak because we picked up a win against the Jazz. Remember, 2 weeks ago, I couldn't even think of a team that could stop us. We were going up against the Pelicans, and I'm saying that's like benchmark type stuff. Can't nobody sniff us. To now 2 weeks later, the exact same team, minus Kevin Durant. Oh, we beat the Jazz. I'd say, oh my God, it's Russell Crowe, but they were completely healthy, so I can't throw that out there. But it's giving Russell Crowe. It's just the Jazz. They beat the Warriors. It's the Jazz. Now, if we beat the Warriors with just Kyrie, okay, Betty bet, 1,000% Betty bet. I will sprinkle this out there, though. Ben Simmons was out there. I don't believe Ben Simmons did anything, but Ben Simmons was out there. So for the Ben Simmons hive, Kyrie wasn't completely by himself. He had Ben Simmons out there. I don't believe that means anything. I'm willing to credit Kyrie for getting this win on his own because I didn't really see Ben Simmons do anything outside of foul people and get away with it for the most part. But for the Ben Simmons hive, Kyrie technically didn't do it alone. He had been out there, but I don't really give that anything. But this next game against the Warriors, I'll be just a little bit more impressed and I'll feel a little bit better. But for this particular game, Kyrie just did his job. Like, we get this kind of performance from KD every night. Like, it's something we're used to. I hope that makes sense. I gave you a very long video and a very long deep dive into my personal psyche and even apologize for Kevin Durant slander at 2 o'clock in the morning. If that does not deserve at least a sub if you're not already subbed, I don't know what does. You're welcome. Sever the bond. Nets Republic. Nets won. We'll take it. A dub is a dub. Thank you, Kyrie, for doing your job. Please continue to do so. Please. And I'll see y'all on Sunday night. I'm going to bed. I am so tired.